Hey beautiful creatives, today I took 30 minutes out of my day to do some research, and before you go for me, I did some research on how to become a better UGC creator. So what I did was look up old vintage 1990s to 1980s ads that ran for everything that I'm in as UGC creator. Wellness, food, fashion. I know I'm not super big on the fashion content right now. It's because I literally don't have a closet. I love fashion, but a lot of my items that I've collected over the years were wearing down, tearing, didn't want to sew them, or they just really worn out really quick. So I either had to thrift them for something else or sell them or just get rid of them into the landfill. So with all my research for advertising, here is what I learned today. Now before I get into it, the reason I did the research was I wasn't getting emails back from people, whether it was local or international brands. They were not emailing me back after I sent them my media kit. And while I did get a handful of replies, they do have a specific requirement what they are. It was all food brands. It was all products that were mostly just plant-based or vegan, which is great for me because I am plant-based and vegan, but I would really love to work with a fashion brand and get some fashion merch for myself. I create my own designs and they haven't been selling well yet, so I don't know. It could be my unique last name of being married to someone else other than what my ethnicity is. So it could be that, or it could be my audience doesn't resonate with my clothing brand, or maybe I'm not putting enough ads that are good enough. So a lot of times when you're rejected or you don't get a response, you like to put the blame on yourself. Sometimes it's just not in the budget for some of these businesses because business is hard right now. But to me, it's a reason to look for places to improve. So here's what I learned. I wrote down all the brands that I have around my house and all the brands that I specifically go for because I love them. Okay, so then I watched all their ads, as well as some ads that I don't normally watch, like Tresemme and L'Oreal and Revlon. Revlon has some really amazing ads from the 90s, by the way. So I wrote down some questions. What is the sale? Is it an emotion, a luxury / wealth? Is the emotion envy or jealousy? Could it be selling on an insecurity or masculinity? What are the problems does it sell? What problems does it solve? A lot of food brands don't really sell a problem, but they sell to families. They make it really family oriented. So that's something I noticed. And then for hooks, what hooks did they have in commonality? For the food brands, it was mostly just close-up shots of the food dripping down and then getting into the talking points. And a lot of luxury brands like to put black and white. So I thought that was very interesting. Whenever they wanted to look luxury and luxurious, they would put things into black and white. The use of fans. So like for hair care products, they would use fans. Even for some food ads, I've seen fans done, and fashion as well. When they're trying to show off some necklaces or even some jeans, they have some fans going, moving the hair. One other commonality is a lot of people didn't have wavy hair in these ads. So for me, I have wavy hair and it almost gets curly in the summer. I'll have to show you guys. Anyways, moving on. Do they use cartoons? Do they include people of minorities? And do they have people who are bigger in size? And then A lot of them didn't in the 1990s, but they do more so now than they did before. And also I noticed that the ads I did see from the 90s, there was only one little person, and the little person was bald. They didn't like do anything special with their hair or their outfit. It was just very casual. Little person with a super tall big guy. So that was, you know, playing into the tall little trope, and it was for a Pac-Man ad actually. So not really my vein or genre. So another thing was I had some ideas where I wrote down what the hooks were that I really liked when it did start with some words, and I'll be changing that around and hopefully using something of my own soon in my own UGC like infomercial ads that pretty much just pop up on social media because it's literally everywhere. And if we're using our face for a evergreen ad, like if a brand wants you to have their product on display on your profile and you become a super big success and they want you to keep it on there even after you become a super big role model for a whole lot of people, it will be kind of just like, well, you never signed up for royalties, so they just got this ad for like $250 or $150 or even just $25 or even just a trade for their product, which while if their product was a lot of money, that'd be really cool. But when a company reaches out to me, a lot of times their product is between $15 to $20 and they want me to have this evergreen ad on my profile, which I'm not okay with because I would like some royalties, especially if I have a slimmer chance of being in advertisement. If I'm having a slimmer chance of being chosen as a commercial model because of either my texture of my hair or the way that I look or the way my last name is, things like that, then it's kind of like, well, I need to up how much I pay because I'm going to be a rarity rather than a commonality between these brands. So that's something I found out. A lot of times I had a really hard problem figuring out what they're trying to sell you on, like for some of the dish soaps or some of the natural food ads. They basically use a lot of buzzwords like natural, sustainability, and it's kind of in that vein of feel good vibes. So you're trying to get some type of righteousness out of the brand itself, because a lot of times it's not less plastic, it's just less product along with the plastic, you know. So who are they really selling to at the end of the day? Is it really just the everyday person, or is it just trying to pull one over on you because they're selling you less product for more money? That's kind of my thing. And then are they paying their UGC creators fully? Are they paying for the people who are actors, actresses inside the ads? Because that itself has ethics tied to it. So whenever they say that there's sustainability, is their ethics, well, ethics could mean a lot of different things. So are there ethics towards paying their workers good, or is it just that their ethics towards creating a product that is supposed to be good for the planet there, and then the worker, the love and the appreciation for the workers are just not there? It falls flat, because that seems to happen with a lot of brands, and that's just something on my mind after researching these 3 questions that I had. But what questions should I have added? Let me know in the comments below, because these are the questions I put down and started writing notes on. What is the sale? Or what are they selling? What problems are they solving? what commonality do they have in the hooks in the beginning of the commercial, and then do they use cartoons or black and white, or do they use actual human beings? Because I've come across a few different ads that are for coffee brands, and the whole skit is just the coffee. It's the POV of the person's hands and then the coffee product. That's it. They're not adding any face or imagery to it. They're not adding much of a personality, really. They're not getting really creative with it as far as American ads. Now, Japanese and Thailand ads get like super crazy storyboards, which I kind of love, but a lot of people are not used to in America. So that's something to think about. So let me know in the comments below what I missed, and please subscribe to me if you like this type of content.